The Year of the Dog, Chapter 25, called Halloween at School. I couldn't believe the summer was over, but it was. The leaves turned as yellow as a Chinese pear, and the air felt like it came from an open refrigerator. Too soon it was time to go back to school. Lissy took the big bus to junior high school, and Kiki went with me to the bus stop. Kiki was in kindergarten now. My new teacher was Mrs. Pitterassi. She was tall and had curly, short hair the color of cinnamon. Melody was in my class, and so was Sam Mercer. That made us happy. But Becky was in Mrs. Wynn's class across the hall. Mrs. Pitterassi had been Lissy's teacher, too. She remembered that. On my first day, she said, "Oh, I taught your sister Beatrice." I hoped she didn't think I'd be good at math like Lissy was. Mrs. Pitterassi was a fun teacher. If your birthday was on a school day, Mrs. Pitterassi gave you a big lollipop. I was sad because my birthday was on a Sunday this year, so I wouldn't get a lollipop. But for Halloween, she let me draw a big picture of a laughing jack-o'-lantern, and she taped it on the window. Mrs. Pitterassi also said that we could have a costume contest for Halloween. That was exciting. She said we should all wear our costumes, and she would get some of the other teachers to judge who had the best costume. Excuse me. What should my costume be? I asked everyone. I spent a lot of time drawing myself in different costumes. I drew myself as a silver fairy, a princess dressed in velvet, an amethyst butterfly, and a green-faced witch, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to be any of them. No one helped me come up with more ideas. Lissy said I should go as a thing like her. That meant painting your face pasty green, putting on a shower cap, and wearing Dad's doctor gown. She always went as a thing. "No one knows what you are when you go like that," I complained to her. "That's why you should do it," Lissy said. "You'll be the only thing in your class." I wasn't convinced. Being a thing was not my idea of a good costume. Most people were buying their costumes from the store. We went too, but I didn't see anything that I liked. I didn't like the masks that came with the costumes. They were hard plastic with cheap colors and fake smiles, and you just tied the masks around your head with a rubber band. They didn't look real. I realized that if I wanted a good costume, I'd have to make it myself. But how? And what would it be? I could cut 2 eye holes in a sheet and go as a ghost, but that seemed boring. Besides, not only would Mom not like it if I cut holes in a sheet, but we didn't have any plain white sheets. We had ivory ones with printed coral red flowers, and coffee-colored sheets with stripes, and canary yellow ones with floating balloons, but no plain white ones. What kind of ghost would have flowers printed on her? I kept walking around and around. Finally, when Kiki said she was going to be the Wicked Witch of the West, I got an idea. I'd be a black cat. I could wear Lissy's old black dance leotard, and I could make cat ears and tape them onto a headband. I could even draw whiskers on my face with Mom's makeup pencil. When I got home, I told my mom my idea. She agreed that it was a good one. We opened up Lissy's old clothes drawer and found the black leotard. I tried it on, and it fit. "But we have to buy you new stockings," Mom said, holding up Lissy's old ones. "These have holes and runs in them." I couldn't wait for Halloween after that. I made Kiki and Lissy promise not to tell anyone what my costume was. I didn't even tell Melody. "What are you going to be?" I asked Melody. "It's a surprise," she grinned and said. "What are you going to be?" I shook my head, too, and kept my lips tightly closed. It was so hard to keep it a secret. I could feel it wanting to burst out of me like a popping balloon. On Halloween, Mrs. Pitterassi let us change into our costumes. The girls went into the girls' bathroom, and the boys went into the boys' room. I drew on my whiskers, colored my nose with the black makeup pencil, and wiggled into my new stockings and leotard. But when I looked down at my legs, they were the wrong color. Bad luck. Mom had bought me navy blue stockings instead of black ones by mistake. I didn't know what to do. Should I take the stockings off? Then I'd be a black cat with pale legs, and I'd be cold. But now I was a black and blue cat. Who ever heard of a black and blue cat before? But without the stockings, it probably wouldn't even look like a costume. I'd look like a ballet student with cat ears. I decided to leave the stockings on, and if anyone asked, I'd just say I meant to be a black and blue cat. It was fun seeing everyone's costumes. There were lots of monsters and ghosts. I was glad I hadn't gone as a ghost. Sam Mercer was Santa Claus, and he had made his beard from notebook paper he cut into shreds. Another boy was a robot made from a box covered with tinfoil. But the funniest one was Melody. She had cut a hole out of a laundry basket and put it around her waist. Then there were clothes filling the basket. "I'm a basket of laundry," she told us. Everyone's desks were laid out for a party. At each desk there was a cup of apple cider, an orange frosted cupcake with black and brown sprinkles on it, some candy corn, and an apple. Mrs. Pitterassi was playing some creepy music. Some other teachers were sitting at the big table ready to judge our costumes. We paraded around them before we sat down. When they announced the winners, Melody won first prize. Mrs. Pitterassi gave her a blue ribbon and a huge lollipop with rainbow colors twisted into it. Sam Mercer got an honorable mention and a bar of chocolate with a yellow ribbon on it. I didn't win anything. The judges must have noticed my blue legs. Maybe if my legs had been black, I might have won something. On the bus ride home, Melody let me lick her lollipop. "You're so lucky," I told her. "You won the blue ribbon, a lollipop, and you got to stand next to Sam Mercer." "You're lucky too," Melody said. "It's our lucky year, remember?" "You're the only one who won the ribbon," I said, "so you're the only lucky one." I looked out of the window. I felt like one of the early falling leaves, brown and dried up and turning to dust in the blistering wind. "I'm not lucky," I told Melody. "I'm not lucky at all."